Hi, I'm Sarah from Housemate of Marital Glue, and today I'm going to be sharing with you our home management binder. I don't know about you, and I don't know if it's just us or if it's our size of our house or the way we have things set up, but we are prone to clutter, specifically paper clutter and just random things that get scattered around our dining room table. And it annoys me to no end, and it just is so annoying to have such a clean house and then moments later it's ruined. So what we've started to adopt is a home management binder, and I've tried this in the past, but I think I just overloaded it with too much stuff. So I'm going to share what works for us, and hopefully it could give you some inspiration, or maybe you can give us some more advice of ways to keep the clutter, especially paper clutter, to a minimum. And the paper clutter I'm talking about is like things that come in the mail, like things that need to be filed, things that need to be shredded, which is mostly all our mail, credit card offers and stuff like that. And I've tried doing apps and stuff to get rid of them, and it just doesn't ever seem to end. They must come up with a new way to send us more stuff. Coupons, events that are going on that we need to keep track of. I have my own Filofax that I keep track of my stuff in my daily to-do list. But it's nice to have my husband on the same page and to have us knowing what each other is doing, because he doesn't have my Filofax with him when he's home and I'm not home, or when he's at work and he wants to look up something. But he can always come home and look at our binder and know when I'm going to be gone for with a friend or shooting a wedding because I'm a photographer or what have you. It's a central place where we can keep the clutter to a minimum and know what's going on. And every week on Sunday, typically, I will empty it out, things that need to be filed, put stuff that need to be shredded in a shred bag that we have, and then plan my week, and then my husband will then plan his week, and I will show you how we do that. So I hope this video gives you some inspiration, and like I said, please give us some advice if you have more advice, because this is an area of our life where it's just constantly chaotic. So this is the binder that we use, and it says home management. I just use my label maker to make that. And it's one of the Staples brand, or it's from Staples. I don't know exactly the brand, but I will put a link to it below. And I just love these. I know Alejandra from Alejandra TV, I think, or I forget exactly what her business name is, but she does a lot of organizing videos, and she's really amazing, and she recommended these, which is where I ended up trying them out. But they're really sturdy. I like that they have the front pocket to use, they have the side pocket to label, and then on the inside they have, on both covers, they have this nice little pocket, and they have, the rings are not in the middle, so it's a lot easier for the pages to stay nice and to open it, and it all flows really well, and it's really high quality. So on the front, this is typically, if I had done my planning today, which I haven't done yet, I would put my husband's to-do list, or kind of our joint to-do list when we're at home, right in here, so we know we can just easily look at it. We don't have to flip through. And like I said, my daily to-do list is in my Filofax, but this is more stuff like take out the trash, or put the trash at the end of the driveway, or take the dogs to get their nails clipped. Stuff like that happens more when we're at home, whereas my daily to-do lists are more when I'm at work, or things I just personally need to get done, not really things pertaining to our house as much. Okay, and then when you open it, we have this little, this is actually for a 8.5 by 5.5 binder, but the rings fit in here. I actually think it's for Filofax. I'm not sure, but I think it's for 8.5 by 5.5. Anyway, so we just put our receipts in here, not ones that are just gonna be shredded right away, but things that we might need to take back or things we need to file. I put the receipts that we need to file in here and not in our to file section, just because it makes more sense to me. And then we have some dry erase markers, because later on in the planner we have a laminated cleaning list where we can check stuff off with that and then just reuse it. Okay, so the different sections we have for the main sections are over here. So we have to do, finances, meals, household, projects, family, filing, and random. And then at the top, I use like the sticky kind of staple. I got these at Staples, tabs for the subsections. So in the to-do section, we have just calendar printables, and I will try to put as many of the printable links I got. These were all free online. I will put them in the description box below. And this is basically just to keep track of like things that are going on that we would want to know about each other, like days I had off in July and prenatal appointments and when I'm gone for photography sessions, or when I'm having friends over or that kind of thing, are all in here. And I use these little Martha Stewart tabs for bigger things, and just pencil for like littler things that don't need to have attention brought to them. And there's also a to-do list at the top, so we can keep like track of things that we want to get done, but they don't need to specifically be done on a certain day. And then we have a 2015 one as well. So we have 2014 tab, 2015 tab, a weekly tab, a main to-do tab, and an each to-do tab. So here's a 2015 calendar I got for free online because we're already starting to fill things in, like my friend's wedding. And right now we have our baby Raisin's due date in pencil because that could change. And then we have a weekly to-do list, and this is the one that we end up putting in the front cover, where we just put like little things we need to get done throughout the week, more specific to our house or our dogs or things that we would do at home. And then sometimes I will just write our meal plan, like I'll put little post-it notes here to do our meal plan so it's all in one place and we don't have to be flipping through to figure out what we're gonna have for dinner. It could just all be on one page. And this is all free stuff right now, but I might end up tweaking these to fit what we need in the future. But right now we're just still testing it out. So this is what works for us right now. And then we have a main to-do list where I haven't been filling it out as much, but if we think of something we need to do, either one of us or like both of us together, we'd write it here just to have it when I'm planning. And then we have an each to-do list where I have my to-do list and Sam's to-do list. If I think of something he needs to do, like take off a certain day for our prenatal appointment or whatever, or if he thinks of something I need to do, we write it here so that when I'm planning for my week, I can know what he needs me to do or that kind of thing. Okay, and the next section is finances, and I'm not going to show you the specific things. Right now it's like covering all personal information, but I'll just share what we have in here. So first we have our budget, which I can't share. Obviously I can't share the information, but I also can't share the actual printable we use because it's an Excel spreadsheet we got when we hired a man who is an endorsed local provider through Dave Ramsey, who helps, I think he's a financial coach, and he gave us these budget sheets or spreadsheets for Excel specifically for people with irregular incomes, meaning I get paid a set amount each week, but my husband, who's a chef, he gets paid hourly, which is awesome for when he makes overtime, but it's not awesome all the time because we never know exactly how much he's going to make. So when we budget, we're on the more conservative side, but that budget sheet really helps us with us, and I'm still trying to figure out a way to share something similar without, doing anything illegal or giving up information or something that somebody else created. I obviously wouldn't want to do that, but I also want to help those with irregular incomes to budget. And then we have a bills section where we keep track of our bills. So it's like just maybe I have a blank one. No, I don't think I do. But it just has like a list of all the different bills, and then January, February, March, April, and you can just check off that you paid them for each month. And then right here we have invoices, like things we already paid for that we would put in here to be filed, and then, or just to take note of. And then on the other side is bills that haven't been paid yet that need to be paid, so that when it comes time to pay a bill, we know where it is and how much to pay. Then we have a shopping section, things we want to buy, like upcoming things we want to buy, and then wish lists for things we want to buy for ourselves. Okay, so that's the finances section. Then the next section is the meals section, and we don't use this file for anything. But this shopping list is really cool. I really like it because we can plan out our breakfast, our lunches, and then map out like what we're gonna have for dinner each day, and then take each recipe and split it up by produce, meat, shelf items, dairy, freezer items, and then like household supplies. And this is really helpful because when you're at the store, you can easily find all the things to buy in that aisle or that department without having to like go back and run around or look through your whole list. You just look in that section and it's really easy. And then I usually transfer the dinners onto the front, like I said before, with post-it notes on that weekly to-do list. And then in here, we haven't filled these out yet because I just get overwhelmed by the thought of it, but we have a freezer inventory where we're gonna mark down everything in our freezer, especially the stuff we have in the basement and like our bigger freezer, so that when we're meal planning, we can look at this stuff first of what to use up before we buy new stuff. And then a pantry inventory. But honestly, I don't know that we would keep it up, so I'm still determining if I want to go through all the work of doing it, if we might not use it. But let me know if you use this and how you use an inventory for your pantry and or freezer, and how you make it work for you. Our next section is household, and all we have in here is this cleaning chart, and I got this from iHeart Organizing, and it was just blank, and I imported it into Photoshop and put our own things that we want to get done every day, every week, every month, quarterly, semi-annually, and annually. And then I put little boxes, so like blue is me because I love blue, and San and I are both, our names start with S, so the letter obviously has to be color coded too. So S is, the blue S is for me, the orange S is for San, and the green E is for either of us. So we have all the things we're supposed to do each day, and we can check them off. All the things we're supposed to do weekly, and if it has 2 boxes, that means we want to do it twice a week, and then so on and so forth. And this is laminated, and that's what those dry erase markers come in handy for, so we can check things off and then just wipe it clean when we're done. And I really like this. And then the next section is projects. So we have like a master house projects list of things we want to do and when and what priority they are. But a lot of this we keep in my little house projects binder or Moleskine notebook, and a lot of it's just in my head or in random lists, which I tend to do. But I like having a place where we both can look at that kind of stuff. And that's all that's in here. Our next section is family, and we haven't really filled this out, but these are the date nights that dwindled, I guess you could say, because I'll post the blog post below, but for Christmas for each other, we each planned 6 dates for a total of 12 that we would open one each month and do, because we wanted to spend more time together doing fun stuff and less doing groceries and cleaning and stuff like that. But this year's been really hectic, so we have a few that we haven't done yet. We haven't even opened July yet, and it's already August, so obviously we haven't opened August yet, but these are in here for when we get around to it. And some of them we can't even do. Like, I'm not gonna go go-karting now that I'm pregnant and run into cars and get crashed into and stuff like that. So anyway, those are there for if we ever get around or just need a date night idea. We want to make a family bucket list, especially now with a baby on the way. That's really exciting. We just haven't sat down and actually talked about it. And we have a few pages, so maybe we'll do like a couple bucket lists and a baby bucket list, and when the kids are older bucket list. I don't know, but that's cool to have in here, something fun and not just organizing or planning related. And then we have a filing section, and all this is the actual folder divider, and all we do is put stuff in here to file, like checks from work or checks people have given us, tax documents, anything in the mail that comes in that we need to file, vet records, car maintenance things. We just put them in here, and then at the end of the week I file them. I've already taken them out because a lot of it's personal information. And then the last section is the random section, and we've started putting coupons in here, ones we would actually use. We throw the rest or shred the rest, or no, we recycle the rest. And then we are big list makers. I really have no way of getting around that. If I'm thinking of something to do or thinking of a project or trying to, you know, come up with a way to afford something, or just if there's anything big on my mind. I'm totally a writer. Like, I need to write it down to think through it. And so I have tons of lists everywhere, and so some of these I just keep in here so that I know where they are instead of being in piles around our house, which is very typical for us. And then I also have the little tabs in here, the Martha Stewart ones, that we use for the calendar. So that is our home management binder. I hope you enjoyed the little tour, and I hope you got some ideas. And if you have any ideas for us, I know I've already said it a million times, but we could always use more help keeping the paper clutter out and keeping the function and clean house and clutter-free house intact. So if you have any advice at all, even not related to a home management binder, we would really appreciate it, and thank you in advance. I hope you have a wonderful day.